Data displays. Standard this week is I can display numerical data in a variety of ways, and this is 6th grade statistics and probability number 4. We're going to use a word problem at the top of the page to help us understand the rest of the types of data displays we're learning, and we'll use the same set of numbers for hopefully to make it a little bit easier to understand. So the word problem is, Mrs. Prario asked 9 students how many texts they send each hour on average. Their answers are below. We will use this data for the entire learning target portion of our notes. So if I ask 9 students how many text messages they send on average every hour, one student said 10, another said 0, maybe they don't have a cell phone, another said 10, 10, 11, 11, 5, 7, and 9. So that's going to be our data. And now we're going to learn 3 specific methods of representing our data. One is a dot plot, we have a frequency table, and a histogram. So let's look at the dot plot first. We're going to start by reading off our success checklist. It says, start by ordering your numbers from least to greatest. So I left you guys a space up at the top that we can order them. We start with 0 is the smallest number, 5, 7, 9. There are 3 10s. Make sure you don't skip any of them. And 2 11s. I like to count how many values are in the data set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then count how many I ordered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That way I'm positive that I didn't skip any numbers, especially next week when we move on to mean, median, mode, and range. If we skip numbers and do all that math, our answer is going to be wrong. So it's really important to take the time to double check. Okay, go ahead and check off that first success checklist task. And then the next one is create your number line based on the data set. I established the number line for you. This one was a little bit different because 0 is what we call an outlier. And an outlier, you can't see that anymore. An outlier is something that, a value that doesn't belong, kind of like a loner number all by itself. So 0 is pretty far away from 5, and I didn't have enough room here. So I used these ellipses, which is the dot, 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 to skip a few numbers, because we know on a number line, everything needs to be evenly spaced. So that dot represents, yes, there's numbers between here, but we didn't have enough room. And then I went from 5 all the way to 12. Go ahead and put a check mark for creating your number line. And then it says place a dot for each data value above the corresponding number. So, can I make this thicker? Okay. My first data value is 0. And then I have a 5, 7, 9, 3 10s. That word each is signaling that we have to do 3 points above the 10. Whoa, and then 2 11s. All right, and that is our dot plot. We've done all 3 success checklists. If we follow along, then we should be done with that. Up next, we have a frequency table. And remember, we're going to be using the same set of data. So we have, first off, this should look familiar, start by ordering your numbers from least to greatest. Well, we already did that at the top of our page. If you can't see the top of your page, I will write them again right here for you guys. 0, 5, 7, 9, 3 10s, and 2 11s. Okay. It says choose equal intervals to group your data. Write them down. Okay, so an interval, this is the next one. We can't create intervals if we don't know what they are. An interval is a grouping of numbers equally spaced apart. What that means is it's kind of like skip counting, 5, 10, 15, 20, or 2, 4, 6, 8. The same amount of numbers are between those values you listed. So for this set of numbers, if you'd like to challenge yourself, you can do a different set of intervals. I'm going to go 0 to 3. I like to set up a table for this. So 0, 1, 2, 3, that's 4 values total. So my next one would list 4 to 7 and 8 to 11. We actually did 2 success checklists in one for that one. And we have one more step. It's to tally how many values are in each interval. So how many values are between 0 and 3 in our set of data? There's only one. 4 to 7, I have a 5 and a 7, so that's 2. And then 8 through 11 has the biggest group. There are 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm sorry, there's 6. And that is what we call a frequency table. Some students like to tally or to count up how many total. This is a small set of data, so you don't have to do that, but it might help you for representing our histogram in the next step. Create a frequency table of the data. Well, that was actually already done. So if you're at a new problem for a histogram and you have not created a frequency table, it's important to go back and create a frequency table for the set of data. We're going to use the one from above. And then it says create an x-axis and y-axis. If we forget what this is from 5th grade or you possibly didn't learn it, the x-axis is the horizontal one and y-axis is vertical or up and down. Place your intervals on the blank axis. Well, our intervals from above are actually going to go on the x-axis. So we have 0 to 3, 4 to 7, and 8 to 11. Number your y-axis based on your frequency table results. Keep the intervals even. So this axis over here is going to be numbered 2, 4, 6, because the highest number of values I have is 6. And a histogram looks a lot like a bar graph. The difference is a histogram uses what we call, and we've been talking about, these intervals. How many values are from 0 to 3? 1 value. So I'm going to make a bar that goes to 1, which is in between 0 and 2. How many values are between 4 and 7? Look up at my frequency table, and there are 2. How many values are between 8 and 11? This is the big one. There are 6. And that is how you create a histogram. I'm actually going to add, we have room, a success checklist item on here because it ends at the intervals. So let's go ahead and write create bars for each interval. All right, and before you turn these notes in, please shade in your level of understanding and how you feel about these sets of notes and our new topics we've learned today. Can you teach it to a peer? Can you do it by yourself? Can you do it with help? Or do you not get it yet?